Hey y'all, and welcome back to another video with DIYs by Carolina. I hope you guys are doing well and having a blessed and relaxing Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all of my amazing mothers out there. So y'all, I am literally on my way right now to go visit my mom for Mother's Day. I'm trying to surprise her, but guys, it's getting harder and harder every year to surprise this woman. She knows me too well. But anyway, that's where I'm headed. I'm actually pretty excited about today's video. I'm actually going to just be refreshing a few of my landscapes in my front yard area. And this is something, y'all, that I feel like I've gotten a little bit behind on because it's been such a busy spring. It's been nonstop project after project. OMG. So I am excited that I'm getting the opportunity to refresh some of these spaces because some of them, guys, I haven't even touched since winter. So without further ado, let's dive right into today's video. All right, y'all, so here's a quick look at the area I want to work in today. This is one of the areas. So right here, this is the little space here where I did this a little while ago. I want to say maybe last year, I think. I want to actually plant some shade-loving plants in this little area here, and then definitely plant some flowers inside this pot as well. So whatever I plant over here, it needs to be shade-loving because this space gets nothing but shade for the most part. So I'm going to work in this area here. So this is one spot. So I am going to be refreshing a couple of different landscapes in today's video, just trying to catch up with all the different projects that I have going on in my front yard and in my backyard. And so what I'm doing right now in this space, you guys, I have out my little tiller here. I'm just trying to loosen the soil because the soil is so compact. And so I'm just trying to loosen it up. And in the meantime, I'm also getting rid of some of those roots that are in the soil as well. So as you can see, I went ahead and topped off my existing soil with some stay green soil and fertilizer. And with the stay green soil, it feeds your plants for up to 9 months. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix that in really, really well. And then I'm going to go ahead and get started with planting my flowers. So when I initially created this little landscape here, I actually planted some impatient plants in this area. This was last summer. Impatiens are literally my go-to plants, especially for shaded areas. I absolutely love impatiens. Unfortunately, at the time when I went ahead and started refreshing this space, there really wasn't any impatiens in the stores like that. So I went ahead and just picked up some begonias. Now, I'll admit, I'm not a huge fan of begonia plants. I don't know, maybe I just haven't given them a chance, but we're going to try them. We're going to try them out and see how they do. So right here, I'm just trying to figure out a layout for my begonia plants. I have two colors, the white and the red, and I decided to add the white all around the edge of the flower bed, and then I'm going to put the red in the middle of the flower bed. So we'll see how that works out. In the meantime, if you are new to the channel and stopping by for the first time, welcome. My name is Carolina, and if this is the type of content you enjoy and find interesting, I would absolutely love to have you join my family of subscribers. And as always, to my existing subscribers, guys, you know you are always welcome back. All right, y'all, so here's a quick look at what this flower bed looked like before we refresh the space. We're going to take a look at the final reveal of it, and then we're going to move on to the next project. So here's a look at the other area that I'm going to be working in today. So this space here, yeah. So as you guys can see, this landscape is literally covered in weeds. There's a tree that's dropping seeds and creating all these weeds. I'm not sure yet which tree it is. I believe it's my neighbor's tree. But anyway, you guys, it's everywhere. It's even on the landscape on the opposite side of the house as well. So yeah, I definitely have my work cut out for me with this particular landscape. So I'm going to have to put in a bit of arm work and pull out these weeds. Now, typically, I would just cover these weeds with cardboard, just put the cardboard directly on top and then add some mulch on top of the cardboard. But in this case, because I'm going to be planting some flowers, I want to go ahead and pull them up. I'm going to plant some beautiful flowers over here. I already have some flowers that are about to bloom. I can't remember what the name of these flowers are, you guys. Can't remember, but I think they bloom like these pretty purple flowers, I believe. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. We're going to add some fresh new rocks. We're going to add a beautiful plant in our pot here and just revive this space. Just make it really, really nice and beautiful and just give it a really, really nice refresh. So that's the plan in this space. And because this is such a large landscape, so the original plan was to break up these spaces and just do maybe half of the landscape now and then the other half in a different video. But I decided to go ahead and complete the entire landscape. And y'all, let me just tell you, with my grass, I've tried everything, grass seeds, all of that, nothing works. So I'm going to end up having to just lay down some sod in these spaces here where the grass refuses to grow. So that is something that I am planning for a later video, is just putting down sod in all those spaces where I have a lot of the bare spots here. And yeah, just kind of go from there. But I'm also going to be working in this space here, just kind of cleaning it up a little bit. I am going to replace this little tree here, this little bush tree in the back here with the rocks. And I'm going to actually put a azalea bush there instead. But as you can see, this is a pretty large landscape. There's a lot of weeds everywhere. So we're going to go ahead and dive right in and get started with cleaning out the space and adding fresh new flowers. So at first I thought I could use my rake and just maybe rake up a lot of these weeds, but y'all, these things were rooted deeply in the ground. So I had to stop and really get busy with pulling all of these weeds. And let me tell you, that was a tedious job, but I got it done. All right, y'all, so I want to show you what I just did. I actually just dug up these plants here from another area in my yard that was getting a lot more shade, and these require more sunlight. I can't remember the name of these. Again, I'll post it in the corner here if I can remember the name. So I'm relocating them over here where they will get a lot more sunlight and hopefully just bloom a lot better. So that's what I'm in the process of doing now. Before I start adding these to the ground and you know, just adding some cardboard or whatever, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of preen weed preventer. Try some of this in that space and hopefully that'll help with the weeds in the future. So let's go ahead and put a little bit of this down right quickly. So I first got the idea of using the preen weed preventer from Daphne's Outdoor Living channel. I've used preen in the past, but it's never been something that I stuck with because I'm always using cardboard or some type of weed tarp or something. So Daphne, I'm going to go ahead and give it a try and see how I like it. So that's what you see me doing right here, is just adding some of that preen weed preventer. And hopefully, guys, I won't have that issue with all of those little seeds and weeds and all that other stuff you guys saw earlier. All right, hopefully you guys can see this. You can kind of see bits of that preen. I sprinkled it down everywhere, basically. And hopefully that should help with the weeds in the future. So you can kind of see there. So I basically have it spread everywhere in this area. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with putting these plants here in the ground. And I'll probably pick back up on tomorrow where I left off. But so far, so good. Yeah, so let's go ahead and continue. All right, y'all, so it's the next day. I just wanted to show you guys what I did on last night. So remember, I basically just kind of pulled up all those weeds, went ahead and planted some more flowers here and added some preen, some weed preventer. So that's where we're at right now. So now what I want to do is I want to work on the pot area right here. I want to go ahead and plant a beautiful, colorful flower inside this pot, and once I've done that, I'll go ahead and add my mulch back. May even try to add some fresh mulch in this space, and then I'm also going to refresh this little rock bed area with some additional rocks. So that's where we're at. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, y'all, so what I'm doing right now is just basically loosening up the soil. I'm going to be reusing the same soil in this pot, but I am going to refresh it with some Stay Green soil and fertilizer. And one thing you'll also notice is that I didn't really clean out the leaves out of this pot. And I did that on purpose because the leaves will break down eventually and is going to add additional nutrients to this soil. So having the leaves in the soil is actually a good thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a little bit out now and just get this pot ready so that way I can go ahead and add my flowers. All right, y'all, so the plant that I'm going to be adding is a petunia. This is a beautiful, vibrant pink color. This is an annual plant, which means that once it dies back, it does not return like perennials. So, you know, you only enjoy them for a few seasons, and after that, you'll have to plant them again, which is fine. I love petunias. I plant them all throughout my landscape. So that's what we have here. Unlike my other plants that's surrounding this space, like my daylilies, all of these are perennial, which means once they die back, they actually come back every year. Okay, so you guys can see that I pretty much place cardboard everywhere. At first, you saw where I raked the mulch back over the soil before adding the cardboard, and then I remembered, oh, wait a minute, you need to add some cardboard. So I went ahead and did that right quickly. Now I'm just going to wet the cardboard, and then I'm going to spread that mulch back on top of it. And then of course I'm going to top it off with a little bit of fresh new mulch. But in the meantime, just wanted to show you guys what it looks like so far. Now I'm about to go ahead and start watering the space. All right, so in this clip, this is where I'm adding the mulch, and this is where I also got the idea to go ahead and just mulch everything. So I ended up running back out. Lord, I tell you, this is why I hate that the stores stay open until 10 o'clock. Ran back out to Lowe's, and y'all, I can't even tell you how many bags of mulch I got, but I didn't stop until it was done. So right here, I'm just refreshing the little rock bed area. This took about maybe, I want to say 4 bags of rocks for this entire space. All right, y'all, so before the final reveal, let's take a look back and be reminded as to what the space used to look like before we refreshed it, before we removed all of those weeds, just added new flowers, added fresh new mulch. It was a mess, a disaster over here. So now let's take a look at the final reveal. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. If you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and hype this video. And in the meantime, I hope you guys have a wonderful and blessed Mother's Day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye now.